Okay, good evening, everyone. So, welcome to our fifth session of Circle 4. Today, we'll be discussing an interesting topic known as Actuate token and a family woman. So, let me take you through our agenda for today. Our topic first, we'll have our topic presentation by Lilian Acheng. Lilian will take us through our today's topic, and then after that we'll have additional points and notes regarding our topic for today by the CEO of Actuate Biomedicine, Dr. Macharia Waruingi. And then after Dr. we'll have an interactive session of question and answer session. So I encourage each and everyone to actively participate. And then after that, we'll have the summit announcement by Diana Mondi, and then I'll do the closing remarks. So with that, allow me to welcome our topic master, Lilian. Lilian, you are welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lilian. I'm going to take you through today's topic, which is Actuate token and a family human. This representation will explore how Actuate tokens can specifically benefit family women by addressing the unique challenges they face and offering practical solutions through decentralized finance. We are going to look at the financial role of a family woman. The financial role of a family woman can vary greatly depending on cultural, economic, and personal factors. Generally, a family woman may contribute to the household income through various means such as employment, entrepreneurship, or other financial activity. Women may be responsible for managing household expenses, saving for the future, and making financial decisions for the family. In addition, women may also be involved in financial planning and investment decisions. It is important for a family woman to have a clear understanding of the family's financial situation and work toward achieving financial stability and security for the family. Then we look at how Actuate tokens benefit family women. Actuate tokens offer a versatile solution to many of the financial challenges faced by family women. As part of the centralized finance ecosystem, these tokens provide women with more control over their financial lives, offering numerous advantages such as financial inclusion and access to DeFi solutions. Actuate tokens enable family women to participate in decentralized financial system without the need for bank accounts, credit history, or a collateral, which are often barriers in traditional finance. With just a smartphone and an internet connection, women can access financial services like saving, lending, and investment opportunities regardless of their location or financial background. Another advantage, long-term savings for future security. For family women looking to secure their family's future, Actuate tokens can serve as a tool for long-term savings. These tokens can be used to build savings for education, health emergencies, or even retirement, ensuring the family's financial stability over time. Financial independence and empowerment. By using Actuate tokens, family women can gain full control over their financial assets. This independence empower women to make decisions for themselves and their families, fostering confidence and autonomy in financial matters. Another advantage, earning rewards and generating passive income. Family women can also use Actuate token to earn rewards through participation in decentralized platforms. Many DeFi platforms offer learn to earn programs where women can engage in education activities and earn tokens or rewards. These tokens can then be saved, traded, or invested in decentralized lending platform where they generate passive income, contributing to their family's financial stability. Then we look at practical application of Actuate token for family women. Managing household expenses. Family women can use Actuate tokens to manage household expenses effectively. Like tokens can be traded for goods and services with certain decentralized ecosystem, reducing transaction fees associated with traditional financial institutions. By converting part of their income into token, family women can stretch their budget further while taking advantage of lower transaction cost. Another application, participating in DeFi investment platform. Actual tokens can be invested in decentralized lending and borrowing platform, allowing the family women to lend out their tokens and earn in interest. This creates an additional income stream that can support daily expenses or be reinvested for future needs. It also encourages financial literacy as women engage with mechanics or decentralized finance, learning about risk management and returns. Also, creating a family saving fund. Family women can use Actuate token to establish a saving fund for their children, education, future healthcare needs, or other large-term goals. These tokens stored securely in decentralized wallet grow over time as the holder participate in DeFi yield programs or staking opportunities where tokens are locked for a certain period to earn rewards. This ensures that the family has financial resources set aside for major life event, and also building community support and peer-to-peer transaction. Family women can participate in peer-to-peer token transaction, allowing them to send and receive funds directly from others within the decentralized ecosystem. This is especially beneficial for supporting extended family members or engaging in a community project. The ability to transfer tokens quickly and securely fosters a sense of community support and provide a safety net during financial hardship. Lastly, we look at the future of financial empowerment for family women with Actuate tokens. The integration of Actuate tokens into the lives of family women marks a new era of financial empowerment as decentralized finance continues to evolve. Family women can expect even more opportunities to gain control over their financial futures. Actuate tokens offers financial inclusion for those included from traditional system. It also offers long-term savings and investment opportunity tailored to family needs. Also offers direct control over financial resources, fostering independence and community building and peer support through token transaction. By embracing these technologies, family can create more secure, financially independent lives for themselves and their families. The future of finance is decentralized, and with Actuate tokens, family women can be active participants in this new financial ecosystem. Thank you, and back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you so much, Lillian, for that amazing presentation about Actuate tokens and a family woman. We have seen that Actuate tokens do offer some amazing benefits, which one of them is financial inclusion for those who are excluded from traditional financial system. And also we have seen the other point is long-term savings and investment opportunities tailored to family needs, and also you have direct control over financial resources, fostering independence. And the other points, we have seen that Actuate tokens offer community building and peer support through token transaction. So thank you so much, Lillian, for that amazing presentation. And yeah, we have seen that Actuate tokens do play a big role in the life of a family woman. So with that, allow me to welcome Daktari to give us his additional points and also remarks based on our topic for today. Daktari, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Dolphin. So, Dolphin, you can hear me? Please confirm.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much, Lillian. Wow. You see what these tokens are doing? We are talking about Actuate token and family woman. Family woman, first of all, has been put out of finance in the traditional finance system. Totally. The banks do not want to hear that her mother has come to the bank. Yeah. They are terrified. Can you believe it? Banks are terrified of mothers. And if you ask all those people working in the bank, how do they show up here without a mother? See, it's very crazy. I mean, because they say mothers are unprofitable. Mothers and even women who, so the particularly if woman is married, then all that work is delegated to the husband. And so women, family women in particular, they're almost totally unbanked without access to banking service. And yet they're supposed to manage the domestic economy. You know, the home economics, where they have to worry about what you're gonna eat. If you're going to worry what we're gonna eat, then we need to have money to buy what we are going to eat. Where is that money going to come from? And they don't have access to the ultimate, just say the ultimate place where you can get the money from, which is called the finance system. So as women are denied access, particularly family women, and that would speak to a lot of women, which goes to maybe about 90% of family women. They do not have access to finance services. This because finance has been made to look mysterious. It's a mystery, it's a mysterious thing called finance. It's mysterious. Finance is a mystery. It's like when you're reading a mystery novel, you don't, something lacking in the shadows there. As we have said many times, that finance is, you see, the finance world was structured like the Solomon's Temple, where Solomon's Temple has about 3 different courts or 4 different courts. The outer courts of the Solomon's Temple, the outer court, court number 4, which were for just 180 and Reja. And that court, you could find people who do not belong to that society. Let's call them Gentiles, yeah, or such people who are outsiders. And they can only stay in the outer court, court number 4. Then when you get to the inner court, you might get local people who belong to that society, but they are women. So women are in the second level from the outside. They are almost outsiders. And then number 3, you come and get people who are closer to the powers. And these are the guys who are the chosen few. Let's call them like the Pharisees. They would appear. Maybe they are the so-called self-righteous people. They're the ones who belong to that inner cult, but they can actually execute some of the ordinances, perform some of ordinances in that second level, but they don't have access to the inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, which only one person could get in there. And so the finance system has been that way, just almost structured like King Solomon's Temple, which has got 4 different courts. And this means if the blessings are going to come from the high priest, imagine how the blessing is access to finance. They are going to come from the high priest who is in the Holy of Holies. They ought to have gone through the second level priests and even the third level priests, even to reach women who are in the 4th and 5th level, they're outside, way in the periphery. Yeah. And here, Solomon was doing that, talking about access to God himself. So finance is not God, but finance is what we need in order to make a living, in order to live. We need money to live. You cannot live without money. Let nobody tell you. Yeah, you cannot live without money. So why have we put all those barriers to access to finance throughout in the traditional finance system? Now, what decentralized finance is to knock those barriers. What the decentralized finance has done is to knock down all those barriers. Rather like you waiting for the high priest to officiate, to perform some procedures for you so you can get money, in the Holy of Holies. You can do this by yourself, with your cell phone alone. Now, for a family woman, that's very, very, very powerful. And I want to insist upon this so you guys understand what power. This dismantled the traditional finance system, which has the same architecture as the Solomon's Temple, that you could not gain access to God unless the high priest spoke for you. And for you to get to the high priest, you have to go through about 4 different hoops. Hoop number 1, hoop number 2, hoop number 3, and then your message will get to the high priest, and then the high priest is going to do some supplications for you on your behalf to the Lord. That is highly centralized system. And as you know, at the time of crucifixion, the curtain that was they got the veil, the curtain that was separating that place, the inner sanctum, from the rest of the temple, was broken down all the way. It was torn from the top to bottom. That means God became decentralized. Okay, so then we are told that you yourself, your own self as an individual, you are the temple of the living God. See that power that you have access to God directly. And you see that policy of access to things that matter to you directly should have cascaded down from that time. That's about, we're talking about 2,000 years ago, during the time of crucifixion. But it did not. People in finance world did not learn the lesson that you need to split up this curtain, the temple of finance, split it up so people can get. Now, any woman, now doesn't have to go to Solomon's temple to ask for the high priest to intermediate for blessings. You don't need to go to the high priest to ask for intermediation for blessing, but you can do that on your own. You can gain access to the higher authority, which is the higher authorities within you, because you're told the temple is inside you. See? Now, when it comes to the temple of finance, it's the same thing. The temple is in you. Yeah, do you not know that the temple is in you? And you don't have to go to ask for permission. So the blockchain has made that possible to make a finance permissionless. So if it was now, to use the same example, somebody would be asking, do you not know that finance is in you? And say, how? Do you not know? Unless, let's put it this like Paul when he was talking to the Corinthians. Do you not know that the temple is, that you're the temple of the living God? That's what Paul was saying. Unless you failed to miss the test. Then say, examine your faith. Examine yourself to see if you're in the faith. Examine yourself to see if you are in the faith. So what that means, examine yourself. And I want you to read that is Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourself to see whether you are in the faith. What Paul is saying is that when you get something that splits the curtain of the temple, that you gain access to the inner sanctum. All you have to do is believe you're in the inner sanctum, and then you gain access to all that power that is inside the inner sanctum. You don't need a high priest to come and officiate for you so that he can intermediate for you. So you do not need these high priests who are called the bankers. We do not need high priests who are known as investment bankers, the high priest of finance, to intermediate for you, because you are already in the decentralized finance. That's the power right there. Now, this is something that we want to comprehend, because the situation that has created what we call the third world today, the third world are people who do not have access to the inner sanctum of finance. That's what the third world means. So if you do not have access to the inner sanctum of finance, you stay in the third world and stay there. And you can never do anything to get out of that. In the old architecture of finance, because you need permission, you need intermediation, you need intermediaries, you need a lot of these people in between you and the inner sanctum of finance. Until the blockchain comes along, and then you have it in your cell phone. You have a cell phone, everybody has got a cell phone. Today, I know that for a fact because we are told by Statistica that Kenya, the cell phone penetrance in Kenya is 118% in Kenyan families. So there's more than one cell phone per family in Kenya. And these cell phones have got access to the blockchain. All we have to do is learn how to use it, because it's not spontaneous. But in order for you to understand how to use it, you have to have faith. First of all, you have to believe that you now have full access to the inner sanctum of finance. You don't need a high priest of finance. You don't need any intermediary, it's intervening for you. You are the one, and you're in full control of what will be happening here going in the future. Now, the actual token represents that freedom, absolute freedom, that you have the power unless you fail to meet the test. According to Paul. Now go back to the Corinthians again. Corinthians 13:5 says, unless you fail to meet the test. How do you fail to meet the test? This is a test of faith, of believing that the curtain has been split wide open and you have the full access to the inner sanctum. The test is the unbelief itself. If you don't believe it's not, you're not going to gain access. So as a woman, all you need now is believe and have faith in this decentralized finance. And then decentralized finance is going to work for you. Okay. All you have to do is believe. You don't need to do anything else. Just believe in decentralized finance and unbelieve in the banks and the intermediaries. Those people cause intermediation. They have caused a lot of human suffering for more than 5,000 years. By creating this setup of architecture that requires permission. Permissioned architecture, it's a big problem for mankind, because that is what has created third world. Now that world poverty, it's because of permissioning. Now, so then it means literacy, educating ourselves about decentralized finance. You see, in the traditional finance system, you could not go out there. Let's say the people in the banks, they would not go, they would hardly go out in the community and teach people about finance. Have you ever seen some bankers coming to talk to your mother about, hey, okay, hey, mama so-and-so, this is how we are going to deal with finance. That's on one. Two. None of that. Nobody. None. Never. Never seen it. Community education. They are so mysterious that even people who have gone to college, like yourselves, you go to college, finish college, all the way, even get university degree, but nobody talks to you about finance. Even what finance is all about. Nobody talks to you about property. Nobody. It is a big mystery. You only come to know those things by accident. When you find out that, so we get somebody admitted in the hospital, then the hospital wants your title deed. And you say title deed for what? So they can sell your piece of land. But you would have known how to overcome that long time ago if you are educated on finance. But in the centralized finance system, there is no talk of financial literacy for people. In fact, when they talk about financial literacy, it's usually some little, very little stuff here, there, which they like to call microfinance. So the word microfinance is a complete nonsense. It's very derogatory. Finance, there's nothing micro about it. You want to understand finance, full finance. But who invents words like microfinance? These are the priests, the high priests of finance out there, because they're the ones saying we're dealing with big finance. Then the little people are dealing with microfinance. Now you have to ask somebody, what makes somebody big or small than the other? And they have both two legs to walk on this planet. If you even check their genetic code, they have the same number of genes, same number of chromosomes in every cell. So calling certain people micro and others, and because there's no opposite for micro. If someone told you, let's do microfinance, then you say, what is the opposite of microfinance? Yeah, there isn't. They're going to say, okay, is it mega finance? There isn't. Just like the third world. If you say African countries are the third world, then you say, what is the opposite of the third world? Is there a place called first world? And is there a place called second world? So you see, these are terms, derogatory terms that are created to denigrate and to rob our self-esteem so that we don't question. Now, if you believe in the third world, We are going to be the third one. And if you believe in microfinance, we believe in microfinance. But there's no such thing. It's a made up stuff. This language is called a narrative. So decentralized finance overthrows that type of narrative. These are narratives of division. The divisions that are created to make people believe that they don't have access to the holy of holies. They don't have access. And they don't, so if they believe that they don't have access, then they will not have access because they believe. So if we have to overcome this problem, we have to unbelieve with those politics of division or that narrative of division. And it begins with the family woman to say, I am not divided. I'm not agreeing on that division, because division creates boundaries that you don't have access to a certain place because you are not among them that have got access. That creates discrimination. So the family woman has to refuse discrimination and refuse to completely denounce it and say, that is about you talking about discriminating. Let's go to decentralized finance. And these tokens, I can hold them in my wallet without permission from anybody. Yeah. And I can tell you, they are trying very, very hard to see that we can block people from gaining access to the decentralized finance. But the way the blockchain is built today, they cannot overcome it, no matter what. Then the blockchain is already here. Just like you saw at that moment when the curtain of the temple was split wide open. And remember, that curtain split from the top to bottom, meaning that it was not split by human hands. It was splitting from top to bottom. If something is going to split and it's going to come because of the force of humans, it's going to split from bottom going upwards. But the way this curtain splits, according to the way it's explained to us, it's split from top to bottom. So that symbolizes when such things happen, when the curtain, when something else has come, it has come from your consciousness, from your top, from your own consciousness is at the top. And then you remove that curtain going all the way to the bottom, because your consciousness is at the top of you. That's what means by splitting the curtain from the top to bottom. That's splitting from top. What's the top? What happens at the top? The top is what you believe in. Okay. So you cannot get into this if you do not believe it. So it's almost basically that's what it is. Splitting from the top to bottom calls for you to believe 100%. And that way you start gaining financial literacy. Educate yourself. Participate in all these learning opportunities. Learn about the wallets, because the wallet is going to be on your cell phone. You already have a cell phone, so that one is no-brainer. And we say no-brainer, so you don't need to use any more brain. You already have the cell phone. Now, where your brain is required is how you put a wallet into your cell phone, and you already know that because you've talked about it many times. And then in that wallet, how you receive Actuate tokens. And then when you receive those Actuate tokens, what do you do with them to participate in this big party, to get in the inner sanctum finance? That inner sanctum is what we call decentralized finance. The DeFi exchanges like Uniswap. And you have seen that when you're in Uniswap, you can do a whole host of things. Hosts of things. So you're not doing one thing, you're doing many, many, many things. Those things have always been done before by the people who are in the center of finance, who have actually kept it mysterious to you. You can now create liquidity pools, Now, liquidity was something that was being done by investment bankers. They provide liquidity. You can become a market maker. Market maker was also done by those investment bankers. So you get the position of a financier or a financier. That's what they used to call them. And then they mystify that thing. To be called a financier is like it's like a secret type of, yeah, I don't even know what it is, the secret thing. So when you hear people talking about I met some financier, then we have to worry, we have to be afraid of them. Yourself, you are a financier by your own right. Because I can tell you the curtain of the temple has been split wide open. So you are there in the inner sanctum of high finance on your own cell phone. Okay. So it's not a work, it's not a premise of just the financiers themselves who provide liquidity or make market. Market making, that's another word. Market making. It's another word that you probably do not know about. Making market is providing your tokens. You're contributing your tokens so they can be used to provide liquidity. So you create a liquidity pool. And now, Hayden Adams, of Uniswap, created a very beautiful technology which does automatic market making with an algorithm. And that algorithm for automatic market making is able to allow anybody anywhere to participate in market making, providing liquidity. Whether you're providing 1 token or 100 tokens or 1,000,000 tokens, anyone can do it anywhere in the world. You don't need permission to provide liquidity or to become a market maker. You participate. And when you provide liquidity to make market, whenever there are transactions in the liquidity pools, you earn money. Long time ago, only the high priest of finance were earning money by providing liquidity. And I can tell you those guys make a lot of money. Yeah, not money of their own, but they pretend it's their money. So I can tell you it's a pretend because they ask people, because they're bankers, so where do the banks get money from to do all this? They collect money from people in the community, and then you put them in to provide liquidity for transactions. And so they get paid for using your money. Now it's not their money. They get paid for using your money to earn profit. And so that is what decentralized finance has done. That now comes back to you all the way into your pocket, that you can now participate in that. And then you can provide loans, you can lend your tokens, you can even borrow against your tokens, you can stake, and those are so many things. But this requires you to learn. But now that it's not smoke, and I think it's not more sophisticated than every other technology that's come, because some people complain, oh, as a mother, I don't have time for technology. And then you see those mothers on Facebook and Instagram. And they say, I thought you told me that technology bothers you. And they have posted lots of pictures, even videos, even emojis on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever, other social media outlets, even WhatsApp. And their participation in all the social media is very exuberant conversations, so much going on. See, this means that they actually understand technology. A lot of family mothers, women, in Facebook doing all kinds of social media things. That means they actually understand that they have embraced technology itself. So if you already do that on Facebook, if you already do what people do on Facebook, if you already do what you do on Instagram, then take this to the next level. get into the inner sanctum of finance. It's the same thing, but then you get paid. Now, when you go to Facebook and go to Instagram, nobody pays you except you pay for bundles to get online. Now you are talking about getting on decentralized finance and getting into the inner sanctum of finance, which is as easy as getting onto Facebook. Yeah, it's as easy as getting onto Facebook. It's as easy as getting on LinkedIn or even WhatsApp and sharing those messages. But it is something that's very, very beneficial for you. And that's a lot of power. So I'm not thinking that there's anybody who goes to school to learn about how to use Facebook. But then at the end of the day, after doing it for 1 week, you are very proficient. Yeah, posting. Or even Instagram, become very proficient, social networking. So you want to take this to the next step. As a mother, take the freedom of finance and go into finance networking. Not go beyond social networking into finance networking. Network with other people. Now the network is there. And the instrument for that network is called Actuate token. So take Actuate token, the ones you received in the launch one sessions, and the ones you're going to buy or obtain from liquidity pools, take those tokens and create liquidity pools and do the finance networking. Let us socialize with money. Or let's make money not a mysterious thing. That's what you want to understand what I'm saying. Money is not mysterious. There's no mystery. There's no curtain that is closing you out of money that you need an intermediary. Like there's no curtain that denies you from access to Facebook or even Instagram. There's nothing like that. The curtain of the temple has been split wide open from the top to bottom. And in order for it to split for you from top to bottom, the only person who can do that is yourself. The way it splits from top, say it again, is by belief. Belief is what comes from top to bottom. All right. So that's what I would like to say, because a big freedom, big gateway to freedom, that unless we see it, we never benefit from it. And then we shall be called third world. That is, if we continue to fail to see, we continue to fail the test, according to Mr. Paul. Unless you fail to meet the test, yeah, test yourself if you are in the faith. It's Corinthians 13, verse 5. Yeah, it's interesting how Paul used to speak. All right, so thank you so much, Dolphin and everyone. Thank you so much, Ms. Lilian Oshen, for reminding us that financial literacy is at hand. I would say financial literacy is at hand. It's not like the way it was before, that we could not have access to financial literacy. Financial literacy is fully accessible, but it's up to you to use it. Yeah, it's up to you to use it. Use the financial literacy, because you have the phone, you can create a wallet. Of course, everybody has a wallet. And then you become more literate the more you teach others. Okay, teach as many people in your community as possible. Tell them about this good news that the temple, the curtain to the temple has been split wide open and you have access to the inner sanctum of finance. Okay, so there's no high priest for finance anymore, because you yourself is a priest. All right, thank you so much, and back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Arif, for those wonderful remarks and also expanding our knowledge on today's topic and also about decentralized finance. So thank you so much. Meanwhile, if you do have a question regarding to today's topic and what Dr. Ari has talked about, kindly you can send your question using the chat box down below your screen. So as I am waiting for your question, allow me to welcome Diana Mondi to give the summit report. Diana, you are welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Diana. Am I audible?
Yes.
She has a network problem. She'll be joining in a few.
Oh. This network. Yeah. So then let's update on some. So, okay, Diana is having some trouble with her microphone over to the audio.
Yeah, she will be joining just in a
Okay.
few.
You can
Yeah.
start with some updates about the summit. So what you can tell
Okay.
people about the summit, what has happened over the past 1 week, is a lot of excitement about the summit, a lot of excitement all over the world, because of course the summit was on the World Wide Web. So I think we'd say that now all the workshops are full. We have the workshops are taken. We know who's going to be leading workshop, and the ECS. We say this summit is gonna have vertical workshops. Vertical workshops meaning multiple workshops running simultaneously, because there's so much to cover. We cannot cover those all those things in series. So one big announcement that came from last week by Friday, I think it's that the computer science, the Department of Computing at the University of Nairobi has very excited. They say they want to run a workshop on the blockchain plus robotics, and they really want to participate. They are very, very excited. I think they're wondering, why are we not doing this at the University of Nairobi? But well, we should do it at KU as we do. So this University of Nairobi, that School of Computer Science, is in full percent. Now, if you're interested in all these new technologies, now you are not alone. There's going to be a lot of people. And in that School of Computer Science, they also help for people to form companies, and they put them in the market. So entrepreneurship. So that is University of Nairobi coming in last week, by Friday, and of course, it means that there's a lot of people that are going to come through, because to be attending, because of we invite them to the University of Nairobi. And then there's the Nuclear Society of Kenya also. If you've been following the news, the Nuclear Society, Nuclear Society is going to be leading a workshop on nuclear itself. Can you believe it? Some people out there might tell us, oh, some people out there might say, oh, you guys cannot do nuclear because you are in the third world. But nuclear has multiple applications. As we had a huge discovery called the Nuclear Society last week on Friday, and they told us about applications of nuclear science I had not even thought about. But maybe I knew about it all the time, but I did not know it was nuclear science. For example, they told us about nuclear science in crop medicine, crop science, growing crops, maize and beans, let's say. So they have used nuclear science in crop, and that would be amazing. they're already doing it, so it's not something new. Through organizations like the Kenya Agricultural Research Institute, and then in animal husbandry, to the animal husbandry organizations found in Muguga, in I think it's at Kiambu County. So you do a lot of nuclear vet medicine, nuclear for animals. Yes, what is that? Maybe artificial insemination and stuff like that. But you can't talk about it. Be there. So you can see the wonders of nuclear in crop science. That means agriculture, and the wonder of nuclear in animal health. It's a big deal. And then the wonders of nuclear in human health. We use a lot of nuclear in medicine. It's called nuclear medicine for diagnosis and treatment of diseases. So that's going to be a big workshop on that. And then we do nuclear in pharmaceutical science, which we call radiopharmacy. And then we have radiation protection. So these are workshops that are building up that are very, very beautiful. Now imagine us using the decentralized finance to make all that work accessible. Because the biggest problem that we have right now is how we fund all that type of deep science or deep technology. Okay, and then of course, those are only two workshops I'm telling you about, but there's so many others, like foods processing workshops. Actuate Coffee will be showing us their style in commercializing coffee, because the Actuate takes coffee all the way from coffee beans, raw beans, and then put them into packets of triple A Arabica. They take them through grading process. How does that happen? So these are interesting. So you can see each one of those workshops will attract many, many people. I don't think there's a workshop that's going to have less than 100 people. Yeah, let's even talk about mental health workshop. Mental health psychiatrists known as Dr. Bane is going to be teaming up with people in psychiatry and mental health disorders to produce mental health workshop. Plus now mental health, there's a very huge awareness, you could say, about mental health at African level, because you have two groups. One is known as African Mental Health Foundation, owned by Professor Letay. Professor Letay already had said he wanted to be a speaker a long time ago, and he accepted to be a speaker. But then we even have to have an extended workshop on mental health, which involves many, many other organizations doing mental health, people like Mind Matters and who else? Basic Needs, and then this is gonna have psychiatrists participating, so that we can build a way forward with mental health in Africa. Because besides the mental health, African Mental Health Foundation in Africa is another group calling itself Africa Mental Health Research Group, also coming in. So you can see, I can't tell you all the workshops, but what I'll tell you is that go to the website, learn who the workshops are they are calling on the summit partners and the workshops. And even on Friday, we had conversation with the World Health Organization representing in Nairobi. And you can see that things are taking shape. Then, of course, we have health access, African women, decentralized finance. So much. Yeah. So don't be left out. Register now, because the sooner you register, the better. So I think, Daphne, you can share the registration link for the summit on the chat here. So you would like to register, and as we have said before, plan to come and share your knowledge, either in form of a poster, presentation, or even even as a speaker. See, and so complete what is needed on the registration form so that you can be accredited for all that work. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. Now, if you're not feeling the excitement, let's call it the thrill. It's thrilling to know what has happened. Now, we have seen a response from LinkedIn. LinkedIn, very, very powerful social media. People are asking, how do I participate? How do I come in on LinkedIn? Okay. And so it's very, very exciting to the point of thrilling. Now, somebody has to ask, what is a thrill? What makes you feel a thrill? Now, the feeling that's the prevailing, the prevailing feeling is that of a thrill, is that thrilling moment because the summit has taken off. It's taken off the ground. It's flying to the moon. Now, the question is that when it's taking off, are you going to be there? So don't be shy. Come and share your knowledge without being shy, because it's not an exam. It's not pass or fail. Sharing your knowledge is what you believe in. Share the knowledge, what you've been working on. Come and share with people, and then people will see what you know. And by doing so, then they will benefit from that, and you will benefit from them. See, this type of work responds to the third beatitude. They say, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. If you want people to bless you with your money, you have to bless them with your knowledge. See that? That means you bless people with your knowledge so that they can bless you back. But people will never bless you if you do not bless them. That's a divine law, which was taught in the Sermon on the Mount, the mountain, in Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Yeah. So you cannot earn blessings by holding back your knowledge. Just know that. Yeah, that's what the great teacher was explaining. You cannot earn blessings by holding your own blessings back. It looks counterintuitive. Almost looks against human, because humans want to earn everything without giving out anything. Yeah, you cannot get anything without giving out yourself. Blessed are the merciful, for they obtain mercy. That for you to receive mercy, you would have to exercise mercy and give mercy to others, and that way you will receive mercy from them. You don't even have to ask for them to give you the mercy. All right. So these type of things, summits are places where you share your knowledge with people so that you may also receive knowledge from them. And that's what we call it, profound network. But the way we have structured this summit is, the architecture of it is to encourage or to engender the profound network where you are able to share your knowledge openly, and then people will give you back to what you're sharing with them. That is what we call open space, large group process. It's going to be a very managed conversation. It's known as facilitated dialogues. And these facilitated dialogues will be taking place in every one of the workshops. So every workshop is a facilitated dialogue where you are able to share your knowledge openly, and then you're able to receive knowledge from others who are sharing their knowledge openly. So it's open both ways, okay? And that way we edify one another, and then we create. So the goal for doing that is to create the roadmap to the future that we truly want. We have to create that roadmap to the future that we truly want. The roadmap to the future means that for mental health, we're asking ourselves question: how do we how do we make mental health fully accessible in Africa? It's not just Kenya alone. And then eventually we say, why don't we have, why is mental health not accessible right now in Africa? Then we say, how can we create a roadmap to make that mental health fully accessible in Africa? That's day 3. So things like that. And that way, you want to be part of that movement, part of that roadmap. If you're not part of the roadmap, then things are going to be happening. You say, wow, why don't I know this? Because nobody is going to be waiting to come and give you updates. Say, this is where the roadmap is. But you want to be there to produce the roadmap with everybody else, participants. And when that roadmap comes out, then it has an implementation plan. Implementation means long-term relationships, long-term partnerships, long-term enterprises will be created out of there. And then those enterprises need to be funded. So there are going to be plans for capital formation. How do you form capital to fund those enterprises that are going to be coming out of these workshops? Yeah. Now with centralized finance, as we said today, that you have got access to the inner sanctum. So you don't need permission from another third party to talk about capital formation. How do we fund this? Yeah. So you would have opened up your imagination. All of it, open up, totally. Totally. Believe it. Believe that you have it in your imagination to form capital for the future. Yeah, it might look like you don't have, because you might say, oh, that takes a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of money. It takes a lot of people contributing little amount of money. There's nothing like a lot of money anywhere in the world. There's something like a lot of people contributing some money, and that's what makes a lot of money. That is why I was saying about this idea of microfinance is completely derogatory. It assumes that people are not present. So when you now figure out how to work together, you will see the problem of money, what's called the mountain of money problem, disappearing. That's why I say that faith can flatten this mountain. Faith will flatten this mountain. Again, I'll refer you back to Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourself if you're in a faith. See? Examine yourself if you're in the faith. Now, if you're still now in the old traditional finance system, would mean that you are not in the faith of decentralized finance, forming capital, then you will not believe that that's possible. But you are saying that on the 4th day of the summit itself, that is the day when you see what all these things we hope for come out very well. Because remember, you are not alone. We are very, very, very many of us. Okay? Be among the many. All right, that's what I would like to add about that. And that get ready. Of course, you already prepared. And now what your task here is invite everybody you know. Everyone. I tell you the technique for inviting. Invite those people you know. Invite those people you would like to know personally, but you know of them, but you do not know them personally. But if you would like to meet new people, there's no better way for meeting new people than inviting them to a summit. Go to a place like LinkedIn or even Facebook. LinkedIn is the best because people have described their professional career, professions. And on LinkedIn, look for those people who you really look up to and you would like to meet them. And use this summit to invite them to Nairobi, to the event at KU. Write good words and tell them why you are inviting them, why you think the summit will be of benefit to them. Okay, then show them where to register, and when you do that, those people will show up there, and we'll make sure that when they come, the people you invited, when they come, you get to meet them. Yeah, you get to personally meet them. Supposing you're looking for someone who works in a certain company and you know that company would like to work there, the best way to get that person to have long-term knowledge of you, first of all, invite them to the summit. Then during the 4 days we are there, you have opportunity for networking, asking questions, even getting to know whether the company is really that good. But you see, you'd have invited people from several different organizations. Like, think about 10 or even 20 different companies you'd like to work for. Invite people from those companies to the meeting. Whether companies that are local, I mean Kenyan, or in the East African region, or in the entire Africa, or they are coming, their companies from other parts of the world, including places like Singapore, South Korea, because you are an international person. So do not limit yourself. Yeah. So that's what I would like to add about the summit. Own it. Yeah, own the summit. Because when you own it, then the summit is going to give you all that you're looking for. Again, be prepared to share your knowledge, and don't be shy. Another thing that people are afraid that, oh, I'm going to be judged, I don't know enough. Let me tell you, there is nobody who knows more than the other in this world. You might find that to be surprising. You think some people are geniuses. No, they're not. They only know one thing more than a lot of other things. There are so many other things they do not know. Okay? And that's why you come in, to help them complete those other things they don't know. I've seen that for a fact because I've lived with a lot of people who from outside are said to be very, very brilliant. They're said to be high IQ. Yeah. But then when it comes to you, when you meet them and get to know them personally, they don't have high IQ. All they do is that they are very, very focused. They are very focused on one or two things. So they don't know the rest of the things. So that way also for yourself, you don't need to have the high IQ that people talk about. You don't worry about that. That's none of your business. IQ, these are just, there are charlatans out there who are calculating that. What you need to do is have a lot of focus on what you're doing, the one thing. Focus. You focus on the thing, focus on it absolutely, and you will see everything working out for you. You see? Because when you're focused, it is as it is written that I have ways that you cannot know, that my ways are past finding out. You see that? Somebody said that in the Holy Scriptures. I have ways that you do not know of. My ways are past finding out. That means when people like that, we call them geniuses. They cannot explain to you how they are geniuses because they don't even know how they are geniuses. But my observation about such people is that they are only very highly focused. Okay? And they spend time understanding what they are doing. And they don't spend time they don't waste time trying to solve other people's problems. They don't even get into people's conflicts. They don't have time to say no they don't question. They don't say, okay, this thing is not possible. In them, impossible is out of question. Okay. And so that is, you want to have that attitude because things unfold for you in ways you cannot even explain. Okay, so I hope you understand that, and I've encouraged you enough to see that you should not be scared of anybody else being at the summit, because if that person looks like a very brilliant person, he is brilliant because he's focused on what he's doing. He's not scattered. His light is not scattered all over the place. His light is focused. Like the way you can use a magnifying glass to focus the lights, the sunlight itself. When you focus the light with magnifying glass, it causes fire. But when the sunlight is just on its own, diffusely distributed out there, it's not causing fire to anybody, but you have to focus it. Similarly, you want to be very, very focused. When you're very focused, you are fire yourself. You'll be igniting fire on your way. So do not feel like you don't know enough or like you don't belong, that you don't have the knowledge. The knowledge is already there. What you know is the greatest thing you have already. And really, you don't need to have to worry about other people questioning what you do. So long as you believe it, keep on doing what you're doing. Okay, so thank you so much, Dolphin. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. I've posted the link to the for registering. Yeah, I've posted it, and also remember about the poster competition. Yeah, submit your poster. Time is running out. So if there's no other question, yeah, I think I'll just post the link to the attendance form. Yeah, kindly fill it, and yeah, let's meet next week on Tuesday as we'll be discussing Actuate token and a community woman. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'd like to thank our topic master Lillian. Thank you so much for taking us through our today's topic, and also I'd like to give thank you to our CEO of Actuate Biomedicine, Dr. Macharia Warungi, for taking his time, for being here with us and sharing his knowledge with us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, so thank you everyone. Let's meet again next week. The meeting is adjourned.